you're also seeing some of those blunders that are kind of TYLOO-esque, losing against pistols, and some minor misplays here and there.
Yeah, I suppose it's fair enough as well. I mean, I don't think we're expecting TYLOO to come into this one at peak form. You know, I don't want to see 110% TYLOO today. I want to see the TYLOO that is going to put enough effort in to get the better of Checkmate, but I'm kind of waiting until tomorrow when, or likely when, we see TYLOO play against Vici to really see what kind of level they can hit. Because for now, I think they don't necessarily need everything to get over the line against Checkmate. And as evidenced on Dust 2, definitely wasn't the perfect TYLOO game. They will move on to Vertigo, though, and they'll look to clean this one up perhaps a little bit more comfortably. It is their map choice, so it should be a little bit of an easier street for TYLOO to play on.
Yeah, a lot of T's walking straight through middle. Techno looking for a duel over there. Checkmate not resting on their laurels though. Very active. They pushed all the way through there, kind of getting jiggy with it over towards T spawn. So TYLOO, the longer that they take, they might find themselves getting caught in the side of the head.
Well, there is one player getting caught in the head. It's somebody, though, and that's not exactly what TYLOO wanted to start their pistol round off. Techno is going to try and defend mid, and it's a good job that he actually did manage to get one kill there, because TYLOO, if they would have had 4 players getting in onto this bomb site, I'd probably still put the round in their favor, but 3 on 5, I'm not so sure about that one, to be honest. Checkmate should be able to make this one happen, though they don't have a defuse kit, so they do have to move pretty quickly. TYLOO have been given some time to get into post plants. Attacker's going to find the first one. That's a good sign for TYLOO. They needed the first. And, they're going to be given a bit of a freebie by Blitz, who gets a headshot into Coolest on the back of the head. It's all a bit unfortunate now for Checkmate because time is starting to run down. Summer probably does just drop in time, though. And Checkmate managed to salvage the round. Jeez. Bit too close for comfort, though.
I was looking at some of that whole round. Man had a flashbang on his belt. Could have thrown that in there. Tried to enable 2 of those players just stacked up on that same angle. And that's what I was expecting to. But he actually died with the flash, just still sitting there on his belt. Never used. Could have been the turning point for TYLOO maybe in that pistol round. You never know. Now heading into this next round off the back of the bomb plant, TYLOO. I mean, there's not really too much nuance to this buy, is there? Single smoke has been used about 2 or 3 seconds into the round, and it's 5 rifles across the board.
Well, we talk a lot about the round 2 force buys, and it's going to be met by a bunch of M4s. It's not a huge amount of util here for Checkmate, though, and they were quite good at using grenades on Dust 2. So it'd be nice to see them with 1 or 2 more here, particularly in a round like this. No such luxury, though.
Yeah, a bit of a 1-1-3 for TYLOO. Holding that mid control, holding over towards the backside of B. 3 players working towards ramp, taking their time. TYLOO just trying to see if they can punish any mistakes or any aggression out of Checkmate on that CT side and see if any of these boys are going to put a toe out of line. But as nothing has really elapsed, again, TYLOO, similar to their T side of Dust 2, going to start working in towards the mid round and working through the map at about 50 seconds to 1 minute 10 once again. And consequently, they're really going to be running the clock down here.
I'm not sure if that's ideal for TYLOO.
Oh my god.
I suppose if you're going to get some entries like that from Attacker, maybe the clock doesn't necessarily need to be run down. They have got 30 seconds still, and they're starting to really make some inroads into A. It's just Bart that's left alive. He surely can't get more than 2, but 3 is on offer. What on earth is that? 3 with the FAMAS. The bomb is dropped, and TYLOO is scrambling. Hastaka is going to wrap around behind these 2 remaining TYLOO players, and the round is surely gone. Bart is on ramp. He'll get slowly. He's on for the ace now as well, and he'll need it. He'll get it. What a round from Bart.
It really is something special to be acing up against TYLOO, especially when you're under the pump. That round really wasn't going so great for them. That was a hell of an entry in from Attacker, just storming straight up ramp. And that is why, actually, you know, initially you didn't see too much vertigo from TYLOO, but after that map started to age in the map pool a little bit more, TYLOO started realizing, like, hey, this map's kind of built for us, you know? It's the kind of map where on the T side, the individuals can go and look for entries towards Scaffold, towards those stairs as well on the lurk. And again, Attacker kind of showing exactly why TYLOO love their Vertigo. But that was excellent from Bart. Can't take anything away from that man. A checkmate.
Ooh.
Looking to try to convert this anti-eco here. Don't want to be throwing away all of Bart's hard work. And, I mean, off the back of it only being one player alive here for Checkmate, they can't afford to be losing guns to the pistols.
No, they're looking dangerously close to doing so. They've already dropped Techno and Bart's on 37 HP, so TYLOO are definitely making inroads, and if it's not in the fashion of a round win or a bomb plan, at least they can take some guns away from the CT side and keep that money looking pretty disastrous.
Back towards B here for TYLOO, though. No utility here. Kulas. Oh, sorry. Hasteka is over towards middle, and those supportive flashbangs would really be helping Blitz out here. He's scrambling to get back into position. He's going to start pegging them over the top and trying to crossfire with his player over towards the pillar. But somebody charges forward and is going to clear out the site.
It's going to be a bomb plant down for TYLOO, so mission successful in that department. But how much more can they find? It's 3-on-3. Players are low for Checkmate. I'd be feeling a little bit concerned if I was a CT right now, watching this retake happen. It looks like they might just get it over the line. Dan King's position now is known, and how they've gotten away with 3 guns there, Pilski, I've no idea. But they do manage to win the round, and Checkmate will breathe a sigh of relief.
It's definitely getting a bit spicy, that's for sure. Surely there was a Famous on offer or something, right? Why is Bart running away with his MP9? Yeah, would, shoulda,
Look,
coulda at this point.
I don't know. Would you prefer a Famous or an MP9?
We hate the Famous. We're all Famous haters over here.
Every time I see someone taking a name duel with the Famous, I'm like, God, I just never back them to win the fight because it's just horrible.
I'm sorry that happened to you. That's how I feel. That's the feeling I got. If we got any Famous lovers in the chat, you're very welcome to just leave the stream, to be honest. The A1S is 2900. You've got no excuse. Oh my god, this is going so damn well for Checkmate. Forget the A1S, just use the A4 if you're going to be hitting shots like that from Hasteka.
Yeah, forget about pretty much every gun you just bought, TYLOO, because you've only got a couple of AKs left. Slowly and some are sort of scratching their heads as to how this has all gone so wrong. Slowly's going to uncover the boost, but good luck.
The old totem pole.
Well,
Jesus. Well, oh my god, we're just seeing so much multi-fragging potential out of these boys on Checkmate right now. It's quite glorious.
and that's one way to get your money back online, you know, back on track. It's not quite there yet for the CT side, but it's definitely looking a lot better than it was a couple of rounds ago.
Well, another half buy in for TYLOO, who take a tactical timeout. Gonna have a chat about how and why they've been getting banged out of the server these last couple of rounds by Bart and then by Hasteka as well. Some of these lads having a great time, having a whale of a time right now. And TYLOO, they chat over their options. The choice is not the Deagle armor we've been seeing time and time again, but more what I would be expecting. Some Mac 10s, some upgraded pistols, and a Hero AK.
Mac 10. How about Hero Mac 10? Attacker getting a bit of work with that one.
Hero you didn't expect.
Well, that's right. The hero we didn't expect. The one that we needed, though. Woo!
Somebody annoyed, if anything.
Slowly does have one of those AKs in hand, and he's actually put it to good use. Hasteka loses his head, but a very quick trade back from Blitz. It still looks pretty good for Checkmate, particularly off the back of that shot from Kulast. Brings them back into a numbers advantage. Blitz again going to be playing this aggressive position. It's a lot of info on ramp. He's even going to re-aggress as well. TYLOO just not expecting that at all. And Checkmate are definitely putting the numbers on the board right now on the CT side of Vertigo. This is very impressive. And they've got another pretty solid round.
5-0. Looking impenetrable right now on the CT side. It's quite glorious to watch. It's going to set themselves up nicely for the rest of this half as well. Keeps their money nice and strong, as you were talking about. And like I said before, you know, you barely lose out on Dust 2. You're heading into a map pick of your opponent. But Checkmate is playing like they just took that first map. And that's what I love so much about the Mongolian scene in general. I've said it a couple of times, but Checkmate is here to play, you know. They were keen on qualifying for this tournament. They're not just going to throw away this great opportunity. Going to fight to try to take this series if they can. AWP comes out for TYLOO, but missed opportunity for Dan King. Difficult shot to be hitting. Duel into middle. Azteca, he's been on point time and time again, but the crosshair placement is a little too good for Slowly. And that's an early man advantage for TYLOO they haven't had just yet, I don't think.
No, not too often. And it's good to see Slowly getting some success there. He seems to be getting the ball rolling a little bit here on Vertigo. This is a very nice boost from Blitz, though. He's popped up the head of Summer. He sees him, but Summer's just crouching down a little bit too low for Blitz to get anything done here. And now TYLOO cotton on to the fact that there is a boost in effect. Slowly continues to get work done. This could be a 3K on offer. Doesn't quite land the shots under Coolast. And that's actually going to allow Checkmate to rotate their way back over to B quite quickly.
TYLOO, though, they're making their way over here. Coolast getting flashed off the line time and time again, but he's still been able to find a nice timing. And TYLOO reconsidering if they want to really be pushing into this site, delaying utility coming in as well.
There's not a whole lot of util left for TYLOO, just a couple of smokes, so they won't be feeling too confident to try and take that challenge against the AWP. But they're going to go ahead and do so anyway. Coolast is solo, so you have to think that the trade potential is there for TYLOO. Bomb plant has to go down. They have to dispatch him. They've checked all the wrong angles. It was only Coolast. They were worried about Generator, but he was solo, and he gets it done on his own. Checkmate up to 6-0.
Again, just another great multi-frag out of an individual off Checkmate. Absolutely amazing to see these lads performing. This is great positional play. This is what we got to see from Coolast going into Tiger previously. We were like, okay, they picked up another AWPer. Why have they done that? And then we see him bring that kind of form into Tiger as well, and now into Checkmate. Seems to be a great AWPing asset to any team he's put on. Another similar looking half buy here for TYLOO. Hero AK for attacker this time around, but not really going to get a chance to use it because TYLOO is just getting absolutely domed on every angle right now. Checkmate playing with so much confidence. They're just taking the fight to TYLOO, and they're doing a great job of it.
They're getting torn to shreds, aren't they? Torn to smithereens. Well, TYLOO, 7 rounds in a row for Checkmate. At what point do they put a stop to this? At what point do they remind us that they're supposed to be one of the best teams in the Asia region?
I don't know if they can right now. They're not looking like they can.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Checkmate came out to play today. They already proved that on Dust 2. They weren't able to win there, but they're going one better right now on Vertigo.
One for one to kick things off. Slowly again, trying to work this middle control. TYLOO haven't been having too much early round success over towards Scaffold. We do have the double AWP coming out for Checkmate.
It doesn't matter where on the map they are. I don't think they've been having any early round success.
Tastic is pushing
he?
with an AWP against TYLOO. He's doing TYLOO against TYLOO.
Oh. Jeez, I'm not sure what we're watching right now, but
we got the names the right way around. Can we just check that?
Coolast certainly continuing his fine form with the AWP from Dust 2.
Tucker and Dan King holding hands, trying to cling to some remnant of hope. And I mean, in a 2-on-3, it's not outside the realms of possibility that they put this round back together. Coolast regressing up on this secret angle.
I mean, how many times have you said that though? And it's just fallen by the wayside again for TYLOO. Like, yeah, in normal circumstances, I would agree. But right now, Checkmate is not missing a beat. Dan King a 1-on-3, but for now it's a 1-on-2 to get into the bomb site. He's not even going to be able to win that, but gets the better of him. 8-0 now. I've never seen anything like this for TYLOO. Like, when was the last time you saw TYLOO go down 8-0 on a map?
When they went overseas.
Even then,
True.
you know, even then they're getting like 2 or 3 rounds here or there.
Yeah.
Like a cheeky
Can't get it
deagle
going.
round or something like that, but they're getting obliterated.
Might be on for a cheeky deagle round once again. Another timeout comes out. Got a couple players sitting on 3.4. Cheeky deagle round. You ask and you shall receive, Jordan.
Well, they need to win it first.
Last map's overpass. That's an interesting one. I'm already starting to think about it the way that this game's going.
Yeah, I don't think that's unreasonable. Eagles out for the boys, though. And Checkmate would not want to come unstuck in a round like this. Although, with that said, their money's still looking pretty good. But continues to spray. He will survive. Azteca, though, does not against Slowly. I've got to say, I mean, Slowly feels like the ray of hope right now for TYLOO. He keeps getting inroads made into mid.
He's found an ult. Gonna start to join up with the rest of the troops, but that has created space for Techno to push through. Checkmate. I mean, it's not that conventional to try to go for these mid-round aggressions up against pistols. So the fact that this is how Checkmate is playing, I think is kind of throwing TYLOO off a little bit.
TYLOO's going to do a little bit of sneaky beaky themselves. Pop a couple of players up at the wood wall. Coolest has been spotted, but now the firing squad will be put into action. Techno has gotten around behind. Bombs dropped all the way back down the stairs. That's horrible news for TYLOO. Slowly, he's going to have to try and go and retrieve it on his own. He does get that aim duel win. And somebody creeps forward toward Generator. Spots one out. Blitz gets deleted, and so does Bart. And there it is, Pilski. You said ask and you shall receive. I wasn't sold, but now I am. TYLOO pull off their first round of Vertigo in stylish fashion, but my God, it's taken a bit too long. Yeah, that was cheeky.
You think it was cheeky enough?
That was cheeky.
That's great.
I'll take that.
I'm sure that'll put a smile on your face. Maybe not so for Checkmate, but good news for them is they're going to wipe all their tears away with money because they got plenty of it. They're going to take a tactical timeout on the CT side. They're going to know, how many orbs should I buy? It's a good position to be in. Happy days. Up 8-1. Money's got you back, but still, can't take this for granted. TYLOO, after a full investment, you got 4 players sitting on 3K. Loving the loss bonus right now, and it is going to give them a couple of strong buys back to back to start to put some rounds on the board.
The presence into mid this time from Checkmate. They've been undone a couple of times by Slowly, so they'll put some extra presence there. And here comes Slowly once again. Doesn't want to get too predictable, though. There's an AWP on this line.
Seen Slowly working this part of the map, and you can see the Checkmate kind of cottoning onto it this time around. TYLOO not trying to work this ramp control too quickly. Azteca, I mean, time and time again, Checkmate have just been pushing around on this line at this timing. And I almost feel like it's kind of deja vu there for Slowly.
Oh.
He has really been the shining light here for TYLOO, at least in the more normal kind of gun rounds. And he's found them a 2-man advantage here.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of work done, hasn't he? Really, really good stuff from Slowly on this map. And he just needs someone else there with him. Danking definitely needs to lift it on 9 so far.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
No. I mean, I don't think you've seen scorelines like that one before, to be honest, for TYLOO in general, so probably the two go hand in hand.
That's where you kind of go back to questioning things like inactivity, but question for another time. TYLOO making their way upstairs here. Techno's the only man over here. Bart going to scramble to help him out.
Techno not quite going to be able to land the spray that he needs to, but though we'll get 1 and 13 seconds here for TYLOO. If things would have gone wrong, they might still have lost the round. Luckily for the T side, they do not. One plant's going to go down, and Coolast might just try and save this AWP here. Money's actually a little bit precarious for Checkmate right now, so taking this AWP through would be quite beneficial indeed. But it's funny that it's only taken really a couple of rounds for TYLOO to just break that CT economy again.
I mean, this is the ultimate swing, really, that you see time and time again, particularly after a half buy has been won. T side go up to full loss bonus, and then they get a half buy win with a bomb plant, pick up a couple of guns, and Bob's your uncle. All of a sudden, you're rich. It's like you win the lotto. TYLOO going to double up your rounds. Cool ass. It's good that he was able to hold on to that AWP, because that's where you could think about maybe those players at 3.5 and 3.8 invest and you drop 2 rifles. But at the same point, you're so far ahead here for Checkmate. I really honestly wouldn't mind if they just took the path of least resistance, has saved heading into this round, and just kept their economy pretty solid across the board. But I mean, double AWP, good utility on 2 players. 2 of them have rifles. You're only down to 1 player on an MP9. It's a solid enough buy to give it a crack.
Oh, Summer almost catches Techno as the smoke blooms. But actually finding Attacker, who's sort of out in no man's land on ramp. Bit ambitious. Sticker on a illegal angle, really. If he makes it work, it looks fantastic, but ends up giving up his life and giving the numbers equalization back over to TYLOO, who are still pretty keen on heading into this B side.
Techno, he's done a bit of scavenging. That's a bargain. Man's traded himself a smoke grenade for an AWP. He'll definitely take that, especially on low HP. Gives him a little bit more potential to actually have some impact into this round, rather than trying to catch a couple of TYLOO players on a good timing. Maybe if they're blind or something, that's where he could get some work done. We smoke onto secret. TYLOO working back in towards ramp, towards this scaffold control. It is a retake on the A site here for Checkmate, and I don't really feel like this A site has seen too much action from TYLOO.
27 seconds though, Pilski. TYLOO's going to have to make it look clean, and they're not really. But boosted up is going to be fine for now behind the smoke. There's another one to come down from TYLOO. Rotation has definitely come across for the Ts. The CT's there as well. Danking will find his first frag of the half, but not the second. Coolast will put him to bed. Needs to fall onto the riflers to get the job done for TYLOO, and they have been slowly but surely turning their half around. Techno continuing to impress. The orbs are just so good for Checkmate today. But they will come undone, I think, here, with that timer starting to tick down. Coolast is unfortunately going to check the incorrect angle, and that pretty much means that Summer is going to win the round. So Coolast will just walk away, keep the AWP in play, and TYLOO get their 3rd in a row.
Not an easy shot for Coolast to be hitting, but someone puts a couple of bullets in him, and that's good enough for him to go down to the bomb. So no AWP kept over there. Checkmate. That's where you talk about that risk versus reward at trying to buy up in towards that round. They almost made it work, to be fair, but the other side of the coin in this regard is not having too much coinage. They are broke, having to take a save, and even after that save, I'm not sure they're going to be able to convincingly put a double AWP or anything like that together. Maybe Coolast will have an AWP if he wants to go lighter on that U-tilt. Rest of the boys will be on the rifles, and TYLOO, after that half buy and the economy swing, they're starting to put some rounds together.
Which is worrisome news for Checkmate, of course, because they didn't get enough done in the half just yet to make you say, all right, it's fine if you don't win any more rounds from here. An 8-7 scoreline, I mean, unfortunately, that's just not quite enough for Checkmate. I think they need to get this to double digits still. And before they do that, they have to get control of their economy again. Tyler's just just going to keep on creeping ever closer. Once that momentum starts to build, and I guess the confidence as well for the T side, then it gets more and more difficult for Checkmate.
Nice little stack over towards secret side here. Danking confidence frags. Not really anything to talk about here for Checkmate. Even that kill looks strugglesome for him with the clock there at the end. Jesus. Checkmate back on the bite. What's the safety scoreline of this half, do you reckon, heading on to their T side?
For Checkmate? Oh, I want to
I
say 11-4.
actually reckon 11-4.
I was going to say, I think it's 11-4, really.
Like, looking at how sharp TYLOO were with the A1Ss on Dust 2, like, I'm actually feeling like you maybe don't feel great about moving on to T.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of need to get as much out of this half as they can. To be honest, I think that would be the answer regardless. You know, if this was... I mean, it wouldn't be 12-0, I guess, but if it was 12-0, I'd probably still be saying, like, look, it's good, yeah, congratulations, but just don't stop, you know? Literally don't stop until the map is over, because TYLOO's one of those teams, and they've done it against better squads as well. Like, how many times have we seen Vici get off to an 11-4 half against TYLOO in a grand final, 2 maps up?
Bro, some of those 2020 RMRs, I was legit... I got to the point where I was like, well, 11-4 for Vici, they have lost.
Yeah,
I was
pretty
getting
much.
to that point. You'd see it almost every single game. It was actually absurd.
Dan King looking to make some inroads. TYLOO, having already lost a player in this round, makes it a bit more difficult. Techno's on a pretty cheeky angle. Slowly. Oh, he's not going to clear it, is he? And Blitz has somehow gotten around behind. What? Checkmate again are doing TYLOO things against TYLOO, and Blitz gets a triple. He's heard Slowly's footsteps as well, eager for that challenge. It is his undoing. But TYLOO will drop another round.
It's got to be frustrating for TYLOO. Usually they're the team where it's like you don't want to be aggressive like this against them. They're quite an intimidating squad for many Asian teams to play in the past. You wouldn't even almost dare play like that against them. But Checkmate, I'm loving it. Giving them a taste of their own medicine. Up 9-4 now. Breaking down that economy slowly. It's going to take a little bit more work, but a convincing round win like that will definitely help out Hasteker. It's been him versus Slowly in middle, and it hasn't been going well for him, so surprised to see him try and take a duel like that. I think that is like the 5th time this half I've seen someone literally get picked by an AWP jumping up to scaff like that, and how the hell has Attacker found his way here? This round is chaos.
Every round is chaos between these two teams, I think. Techno's gotten one more, but Attacker has Bart on lockdown as well. That's a very important couple of frags for TYLOO.
Bart's teammate just looking at him like, come on, mate, you really just leave the front door open like that? He's been let down.
Or were you born in a tent or something?
I guess so.
Well, mine goes down.
Zipper.
This is coming back from behind on ramp, but TYLOO does seem to have an awareness that that could be a possibility, and Summer will check it at the perfect time. Great crosshair placement. Onto the defuse is Techno. He's just going to try and make it happen, but Attacker lands the headshot, not to mention the nade there to help out as well.
I love it. Absolutely love it from Checkmate. Yeah, they're not putting too bad of a bye together in the last round of the half either. But 9-6 is actually not really a great representation of how well Checkmate have been playing this half, and against TYLOO, it might not even be too safe of a scoreline, to be honest.
No.
As they head onto CT.
We'll see what Checkmate can get away with here. If they make it to 10, you know, it's definitely not a bad half, but
Oh no.
chances are they might not make it to 10.
Team flashed, and they lose the AWP with a bye like this.
So he's getting a lot of work done in mid again. He opens it up. He's been so good at locking down that area of the map for TYLOO. Danking up to his usual tricks now. It took a long time to get rolling. He was 0 for 9 or something, but now he's picked up 7 frags towards the tail end of the half, and what a difference that has made for TYLOO. It's Hastika solo with an MP9 against 5 TYLOO players to find the final round in the half, and of course it's not going to happen. 6 up in the end for TYLOO, so still not a bad half for Checkmate, but it certainly leaves a little bit to be desired after an 8-0 start. A very good comeback from the T's. TYLOO will look to finish the series off 2-0 when they move over to the CT side in the second half.
It's just the way we live, we own it. 'Cause stop, we love the thrill, we know it. It's just the way we live, we're grown-up kids. Just the way we live.
Yeah, they done told me to be myself, so when I went and...
Jumping back into the second half here between TYLOO and Checkmate. And to be honest, Pilski, I mean, you look at the scoreboard, you say Checkmate's done well with that first half. They're actually in a pretty good spot. But considering the position that they were in at one point was 8-0, I think that sort of sours the storyline a little bit for them. TYLOO definitely not in the pits of despair that they might have been at the start of that half.
Nope. Gonna need to see another good start here for Checkmate. T-side pistol would definitely help them out. Initial duels are being taken over here towards ramp. TYLOO, though, not really contesting Secret too much. A bunch of players up towards the crates area. Double smokes do come out. The full wall for Checkmate. A flash to try to help them out as well. But in the meanwhile, Checkmate are trying to walk towards stairs. Attacker's got that in check. Somebody's picked up Blitz as well. And this has just not gone so well for the T side, has it? Those are some really sharp shots on the USP attacker. He has shown us some excellent displays of aim and mechanics so far in this series. It's been really awesome to watch. And TYLOO That's where you see the 6 rounds being put together at the end of that last half and then win that CT pistol. And all of a sudden, Checkmate
Yep.
are thinking of the glory days of the 8-0 lead. And you're starting to see some tears well up, I think.
Yeah, they would be pretty happy if they could just rewind 20 minutes and do it all again. See if they could have another crack at it.
Oh, that's the top of the world, man. Oh no, we've knifed our teammate as well. 5 seconds into the round, blitz. It's all right, mate. You didn't need the 30 HP.
No, Tyler's not that good with the M4A1S anyway.
Ah, it's fine.
It's actually going to be the FAMAS and the MP9 to defend mid, which is where Checkmate are headed. Summer drops down. He's in a world of hurt right now. He's hoping that Danking might be able to bail him out of trouble with his sneaky position, and that proves to be correct. Summer did manage to get one, Danking another, and overall favourable trades for TYLOO. They'll ensure that the guns are not retrievable either for Checkmate.
Good damage coming in. Still 2 alive here for Checkmate. They've taken 2 guns off of TYLOO, but it is just the FAMAS and the MP9. All of the A1Ss have been retrieved, but almost certainly goes down there. No biggest advantage for that man. And Techno now going back to this part of the map. He does find somebody, but after all said and done, TYLOO, they win the round with 3 players up. Those are all the M4s retained, so not too worried about that one.
I can't get over this scuba gear, by the way.
Oh, hell yeah.
How weird is it to see it?
We're going swimming on a skyscraper, mate.
Yeah, like where are you even planning? Is there like, is that the exit strategy for the counter-terrorists here? Like they've just got a pool at the bottom of the tower. After they complete their mission, they just jump off and land in the pool?
Yeah, they're building an infinity pool on this skyscraper, Jordan. They're going to swim down the waterfall.
Oh, take me back. Take me back to Malaysia.
Hell yeah.
The infinity pool. Those were some good times. Anyways, that was not a good time for Checkmate, unfortunately.
No, not really. 9-9. You know, I was thinking about, oh boy, I'm going to be, you know, going a little bit late, burning the candles at both ends. I got to be up early tomorrow. Going to be going 3 maps deep in this series when that was an 8-0 lead. But something tells me that might not be the case. If you're going to be putting the buy across the line, though, for Checkmate, this will be the one to do it. No AWPs to contest with. MP9's out of TYLOO, but that is not the player you're finding the duel with. Attacker going straight over towards stairs side. Almost got caught by Bart there.
Man, Attacker is just feeling confident, isn't he? He's taking peeks all over the place, even when he's reloading, and Coolast will take him down. Maybe a little bit over eager on that B-bomb site from TYLOO, but in the end, it might actually still go the way of Checkmate here. Coolast and Hastic are given a couple of freebies by Danking and Slowly, and somebody is scratching his head as to how he's been forced into a situation like this.
I just love the player photo from somebody at this event.
Just a bit of a cheeky grin.
Yeah, cheeky grin with like the arms in the like defensive posture, you know, like I am clearly uncomfortable with this situation. Please do not take my photo.
Okay. Don't think he's going to try and win this round anymore. He's just trying to hang on to the M4, which is kind of fair enough. Slowly doesn't have a huge amount of cash in the back pocket, so someone ideally is going to be able to drop a gun over to him. You want to ensure that the CT economy is as solid as possible.
Well, only casualties at the end of the round are those cones that got blown off the side of the map. So Checkmate, they got through the quote-unquote easier gun round here, and they do claim double digits sooner than their counterparts, but this is where the reinvestment comes back in from TYLOO. AWP hits the board. Still a whole bunch of rifles up, and still a little bit of money in the back pocket for the majority of the squad, bar Danking.
Well, he's got that AWP in hand, and on the CT side, he can definitely be a force to be reckoned with. Was a bit of a slow start on the T side, but he really got it going with the AK toward the end there. And if he transitions that across into the AWP here on CT, then it'll be a tough day for Checkmate to get onto the A bomb site. They've gotten out mid though.
Danking's waddled over in his scuba gear to pop onto this line. Some are watching for the boost. He's going to cop... okay, that did no damage. Why not?
Just cause. Look, to be fair, Checkmate's damage from grenades on Dust 2 was absolutely insane, so I think it's kind of fair that one goes back the other way. That's a nice kill for Blitz, but he's going to need more, and Summer will not allow that. Not on Summer's watch. Overall, not bad trades from TYLOO in the end. It was an explosive round from Checkmate, but they don't get it done, and the score once again equalizes.
A bit of the TYLOO effect in that round where, you know, we're building up to this T-side play. We've run our default. Oh, we're going into the mid to late round now. It's looking good. Positioning's great. And then 2 or 3 players just multi-frag, and you wonder where the hell did the T's go? Attacker, Summer, and Slowly all just winning duels. That's a great HE. Damage to kick the round off. Checkmate. Not going to be happy with how it started off. Again, seems like similar to that last round, they want to be pressuring over here towards middle once. Last on the off angle. Oh, he's seen the fin of Danking.
Definitely seen something, and he's going to make it happen. Danking drops. That's going to draw the attention of the rest of the TYLOO players. Good flashes in the end, helping Summer out. I don't know if it was a team flash or not, but Summer gets 3. He's still alive behind Generator. He'll eventually fall to Blitz, but he's done such a great job that he's bought time for the rotate across from somebody. And now getting the bomb plant down is going to be very risky indeed. Somebody has been spotted, though. It's position given away by Hastika by a couple of antsy shots, but in the end, he gets the man. And TYLOO really relying on Slowly to clutch this round out, 2-on-1.
He's read it super well, though. He was pretty quick on the rotation over towards ramp, so he might really have a great timing here to find Hastika before the other player repositions. That is great crosshair placement from the man, and he's even anticipating the walk straight through Secret, but Blitz a little bit quicker on the draw. And Checkmate gonna grab their 11th. TYLOO bankrupted by that one a little bit, just on that singular player, so they're going to invest in once again.
Yeah, Attacker's going to have an MP9, that's for sure.
Going to see another one of these rounds where the majority of his teammates are going to take duels early on, and he's going to end up in a rotation position with an MP9 and go, well, I guess I just have to take a risk here, and then walks into someone holding an angle with an AK.
Yep, probably. TYLOO is as TYLOO does. In fact, maybe it'll be Attacker to take those early duels. He certainly wanted it. Not going to get it.
Initial scaffolding. Control, very important. TYLOO, not many HEs, not many Molotovs even. So that's where the scaffold control becomes a little bit more difficult to wrestle from your opponents. Can't really push them around, can't really chip very much damage in. They're also, I'd imagine, going to be relying on the mid-round push timings. Some good flashbangs in.
Well, so far, so good for TYLOO. Have started to whittle down a bit of the util, though. Looks like we'll see a boost through. Not sure how mobile you really get to be with the diving suit on, but looks like somebody's still able to jump around okay. This is an interesting push. Somebody of cheeky timing catches Bart. Now there's the creep up on the other side of the map. Hastika almost doubles down. That would have been disastrous for TYLOO. Summer, though, is just a player that cannot be stopped today. Back to a 3-on-2. Danking is there with the AWP. Somebody catches a headshot and then some through the smoke. And TYLOO, again, are able to equalize. But that's really all they've been doing for the last 6 rounds, it feels like. They've just lost a round, then won the round. Lost the round, then won the round. And, you know, at what point do they manage to sort of bring this one back in their favor and actually start to grind Checkmate down?
Well, they broke Checkmate with that round. But I see Coolast just goes straight for a hero AK and nobody else buys anything. So that is very brave from the man. He's He's going to have Hastecker camping right next to him. He'll try to recycle that or maybe take a bullet for him. And in the meanwhile, somebody doing the somebody special. Straight through the smoke on ramp. Farming those eco frags.
Slowly in summer, do manage to trade back that initial frag from Coolast quite effectively.
I've seen a couple of players in multiple regions start shooting with the A1S and then start taking the silencer off, and it's making me quite nervous.
Why
I don't
does
want to
that
go.
happen?
I don't want to go to Stockholm and then see a round where somebody takes the silencer off at the wrong time.
Just unbind the right click.
Then you can't zoom your ult.
No, just unbind the remove silence option.
I don't know if that's like a thing. If those are, because I think it's like secondary fire. I don't know if
Yeah.
in the console it's a different one though.
I would hope that that could actually be the case, because like then you'd have no reason not to do that, theoretically, unless you like the M4 A1S without the silencer. And in that case, you're probably a psychopath. So, anyway. 12-11. First time in a long time. In fact, I think it's the first time this entire map that TYLOO has had the lead. Now it's
Got a good
Checkmate playing
economy
catch up.
behind them. 4 players with plenty of cash. It's good to see. Ooh, that was good spam through from Bart. Almost gets him the opening frag. Slowly very aggressive over here towards Scaff.
Yeah, Danking's there as well. This is a nice little crossfire setup. Danking is going to grab the first and slowly... Well, he's actually just going to need to kind of hightail it out of there. It was a little bit too hot. Not too bad there for TYLOO in the end, but still a bit awkward unless Slowly is able to land a few shots, which of course he does. He's been very good on this map and continues to be an absolute harassment for Checkmate to deal with. He'll drop though, Hastecker, a nice double entry. Gets Checkmate back into the round. And once again, we look towards a clutch.
Yeah, 2-on-2. See that slow flank coming in from attacker. Checkmate still haven't taken the site just yet. Summer making his way back towards a safer position in towards heaven.
Plant's gone down. Attacker has a full belt of util though. Not sure that he's going to really get the opportunity to use it. He's been checked and the timing doesn't look too good for him at all. Was not expecting that creep down the ramp, which leaves it onto Summer. And he doesn't even have a smoke to work with. Though, he might have gotten the information that both of the CTs are on ramp. So that's beneficial, but he's going to have to hit his shots here. And so, another tap onto the bomb. This is the last chance that he's going to get. Has to make it happen and can't. What a drive-by from Bart. It's 12 apiece. Once again, scores equal.
Money's broken from Slowly. Might see another one of these buys where it's 4 players with a good investment and 1 player down to an MP9, in this case a Deagle. Util very, very limited for TYLOO. These buys on Vertigo are always scary because a big part of this defending on this map is finding good timings to throw those Molotovs in towards Scaff, finding good timings to chip damage away with the HE grenades. And those are not going to be options for TYLOO. They're going to have to win early duels, and it's a great start from somebody to find that pick over towards Scaffold. And in fact, he's just been able to dominate the ramp position. So forget about the chip damage. He's just going to take control of this whole part of the map.
Yeah, that'll probably be another gun to pick up as well if Slowly could get over there. Where is he at the moment? It looks like he wants to work his way down the ramp.
Hello.
Attacker gets caught off guard by Blitz though. So that's the B-bomb site starting to get opened up a little bit. Still Danking is watching, but deleted through a smoke by Hastecker. Whether or not he was seen, I don't know, but it works out for Checkmate. So he actually hasn't managed to retrieve a gun, so he's still just on the Deagle, and now this gets a little bit more dire for TYLOO. They have to really rely on somebody to make some entries happen on this site. Summer can't get anything done walking in at stairs, and now it's somebody, but he gets traded down, and so Slowly is once again forced into a clutch with an AWP. Not the kind of position that he'd want to be, and I'm sure about that. Gets the first one though, and now the Deagle comes out. Didn't spot the foot of Hastecker. He's just going to try and hightail it out, but he'll be chased down. And Checkmate go 1 in front again.
That's going to break the CT money. This is the nightmare scenario for TYLOO. They're behind in rounds, heading into an eco, and even heading into that next round, they're going to have another one of these buys where They're on the rifles without too much utility. Even slowly buying an HE grenade makes me like physical cringe a little bit. Somebody had 2.8. He buys a deagle and armor down to 1400. This is not it from TYLOO. This is not how you manage your economy to put some grenades together on AWP in the next round. Actually, if anything, they're going to be on like basically bare bones M4s with no util or down to Famises and MP9s into the next buy round. Which is not where you want to be at all when there's no room for error towards the tail end of this game. And Checkmate, again, tenacious, even after TYLOO has a good start, really brings back that last half. They have been fighting for these rounds, winning a lot of XVXs, and they have got the space and the economy advantage to close this game out if they have a clean anti-eco here.
If being the operative word, Pilski, though it is only the one deagle, somebody has it in the correct position to make some magic happen for TYLOO. They're going to spot Danking out, though. Somebody can't quite land the second headshot quickly enough, and so he'll drop as well. That seemed like it was the chance for TYLOO. If that exact play works out, well, maybe Summer's got something to say about it. No, not like this. Surely, Checkmate. Oh, no.
I didn't see
Cannot
it.
drop that.
I don't think Techno had head armor, dude.
No, I don't think so either.
What the hell?
He just got absolutely booked by that USP, and that is unacceptable for Checkmate.
He had 2.6 grand. Now we've got 3 CTs with rifles. No bloody way, Jordan. No way.
They don't have any armor, Pilski, so that's the one saving grace for Checkmate here. If they get the bomb plant down, it's still going to be very difficult for TYLOO to make a retake happen. But they've gotten far closer than they ought to have already in this round.
Flashes could be the saving grace here for Checkmate. See how they use them.
I mean, Summer's got a smoke to put on the bomb, but it doesn't really help when you've got a 10-second defuse to make. So TYLOO has to find some kills. They've got to do it the old-fashioned way, and Blitz might just give it to them. There's a 1-for-1 on offer for Slowly. Now it's time for someone to get on that defuse. The peak is through from Coolest, and he'll win the round, but that is way too close for comfort for Checkmate.
Yeah, the economy is not going to be thanking them for that. That round previous really came down to the wire, and then the anti-eco really comes down to the wire. It should have been relatively straightforward. They're just dropping players to USPs and a player forgetting to buy head armor, and as a result, they're really not going to have as many chances for error. That's effectively what you're losing there. It's about opportunity loss. That's why it's so important to be on top of your anti-ecos, because you, especially against the best in your region, need to give yourself the maximum amount of opportunities to lose gun rounds, to make mistakes, and still be able to recover from it. If it comes down to one round against a team like TYLOO, where somebody might just explode out of the server and wipe out your whole team, that's not how you want to be going out of IEM Fall.
No, definitely not. I mean, this could still push us through to a third map, Pilski. And I have to say, I think that would be a very impressive result if Checkmate were able to do so. Summer's in a bit of an off-angle, one and done kind of a position, and he might not even get one here. It's all sorts of problems for Summer. Danking does bail him out of a bit of trouble, but Summer actually can't survive. Attacker, luckily for TYLOO, is still locking down the ramp's position. Or rather, the stairs position, I should say. He's getting his head ripped off, but it's just absolutely going nutty at the moment. Timing's not going to favor him, nor Danking, really, because the flash does ensure the Bart gets across to safety. It's just constant action in this map. Every time I see something happen, I'm trying to articulate it. There's something else, and I'm always playing catch up, I feel like.
Well, things will slow down a bit for a second. Coolest, 100% sure that there would be some kind of push out of TYLOO, but actually, TYLOO not pushing anywhere. Checkmate in the mid-round in this 3-on-3, pumping the brakes, expecting TYLOO to go searching for information, but rather TYLOO, all 3 of them being quite confident to hold down different angles on different parts of the map. So Checkmate not going to be rewarded for their patience here. And in fact, they will essentially just burn a lot of time off the clock, and that could end up being their undoing. What will be the passage of play here for Checkmate? Seems like Techno will work his way through middle. He's going to have a duel up against Slowly. The other 2 going to try to take attacker on that pillar.
Can Techno find the entry? We're about to find out. Actually, we'll see Slowly fall off the line. Danking, that is supreme. He'll burn alive in the Molotov. Techno has been spotted by Slowly, and Well, TYLOO will retain a couple of guns. It's not going to be enough to really help their economy out all that
Hey-
much, but
hey,
it is
Jordan.
around.
Remember that round that Checkmate lost all of their guns?
Yeah.
Well, now
It's coming back to
they
bite
have
them a
no
little
loss
bit.
bonus, and they are double eco at
Hmm.
14-13.
Well, that's not good. That ain't it. That ain't it. But TYLOO, they haven't been looking themselves, to be honest. They might still find a way to drop a round like this. There's a Deagle in play for Coolast. He's 27 and 16. Can he be the hero
Checkmate.
for Checkmate?
Checkmate really needs a bomb plant this round, like real bad. I don't know if they're going to be allowed one though. TYLOO loves a
Yeah.
bit of a push anti-eco.
Well, they don't
Yeah,
have
you're
any
not,
util.
you're not getting into the sites right now, are you?
Unless you go down fighting. Danking has cleared out the entire A ramp. And someone just drops a Molotov at the perfect time. Now Danking is in pretty good spot to strike from if he gets the timing right, but he hasn't. He just never stops, does he? I was waiting for him to just slow down a little bit.
Dude, like when he was bottom of ramp and he had the control of that bridge, I think that's the point where I go like, well, this is a good position against pistols, and
Yeah.
I have the whole A side of the map, so should probably be happy with that.
Not Danking, though. He could be here right now, ready to receive 4 or 5 players walking into
He
his
could.
crosshair, but he's not.
The easiest tools of his life.
And now there's an M4 in hand for Hastika. Again, no armor, so it's not the greatest of concerns for TYLOO. And slowly it's going to be difficult to dig out. And he's also spotted a lot of information. There's a double kill. Desperately needs some backup, and he looks like he's going to get it, though. He is doing the job himself quite admirably. There's a 4th on offer if he pops his head back up, but flashes all over the place in the end. Well defended by TYLOO.
The flash finally comes in and just gets him full white. He's calling for it for a good 10 seconds. Then it finally comes in. He's just like, really? Either way. Yeah, 4 alive for TYLOO. They're going to be 14s up. No bomb plant for Checkmate. That's where you see, oh no, I don't like it, Jordan. Galil and it's
Yeah.
Eel.
Well, that third AK makes it look a little bit better, to
I
be
still
honest.
don't like it.
We see another 16-14 result here in IEM Fall Asia. There's been some very close maps so far, but no upset
Checkmate.
maps. Not yet.
I mean, Checkmate just doesn't have the loss bonus, dude. So if they lose this gun round, I actually reckon they're probably done. Whereas TYLOO, they have a bit of money in the bank. Still resettable with Slowly and Dan King. Checkmate getting ready to size up this B site yet again, but there's already 3 players over here.
Taka has been good, and he's going to go one better again. A double kill from him, a double kill from Dan King, and with that, the hopes of Checkmate start to fade for Vertigo. This will be overtime secured by TYLOO. Checkmate just can't quite get it done. They've been very stoic on Dust 2, on Vertigo, but has it all come unstuck at the 11th hour?
They actually lost this game to Summer on the B site with that USP, to be honest. Just can't afford to be throwing that many guns away at the tail end of a game. It's come back to bite them super hard here. Match point here for TYLOO, and Checkmate staring down a 2.5k buy.
Stranger things have happened, Pilski. This map is not over until it's over. Tech 9, Deagle, Galil's, Mac 10 out for Checkmate. It's not great, but it is still enough to win a round. Though against TYLOO, I do have my reservations.
TYLOO leading mid, almost completely open. He'll slowly comes back in on the late rotation, just in time to catch some of these T's going up over the jump up.
Summer in a good spot to deal with it though, and he does manage to grab at least the one. There's numbers there for TYLOO, and they've gotten it done. 16-14, yet again, a very close map in IEM Fall Asia that once more goes to the favorites. Checkmate will be so disappointed